Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Lex Open Final Round, Round 3 Front 9 coverage provided by Pure Flight Productions. For the final round, we're out at Jacobson Park. Commentary, Matt and Matt on the track, Matt Vassil, Matt Shindlebower. Feature card today changing up a little bit. Scores are looking pretty tight overall. Up there at the top, Corey, Cyrus, Matt, Tyler, and Brad. Today in the card we have Corey Ellis, Cyrus Fuhrman, Matthew Blakely, Tyler Horne, and Brad Schick. A couple familiar faces, but a couple new faces on the card as well.
So we're starting off on hole 1. It's a par 4, 596 feet. It's a two-shot hole here. You're just trying to land right in this area on your first shot and then going up here to the right. There is OB on the left and the right.
Out of any starting hole in this area, I think this one's probably my favorite. Takes a big backhand, wide hyzer.
I agree. I just love par 4s though.
Oh yeah. Cyrus looking to pretty much follow suit with what Corey just did. Might be a little inside.
Yeah, that might be in the trees.
Yeah, the wind's going to push it. I know on our card we had a pretty heavy right to left wind.
Yeah, it was around 20-mile winds all around.
Here's Matthew Blakely's debut on Pure Flight Productions. Hangs it a little wide, but it's going to nestle pretty much right in the middle. Yeah. From there, you're going to be able to see the basket, probably with a nice little forehand approach.
That one might be a little tight.
It's going to be pushed up against that tree line. There is a creek on the left side. Off the drive, it's probably not going to come into play too much.
On the drive, it's more that second shot with a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up in those woods right there.
Not too far in there, though. It's not too bad. And there's a dog park up on the right side that also plays OB.
That's going to be pinched off a little bit too, though.
Brad in a pretty similar spot.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, it does well to work through. Oh, yeah. That's going to give him a putt.
It's like a little turnover backhand here.
Needs to turn.
Oh, that's going to be pushing the OB.
Yeah, a little bit. It's going to be in the bushes, maybe closer to the creek. Depends how far you got down there.
Needs to hit a tree.
That might have gone OB as well. It's going to be close. Blakely from a pretty similar spot. That's the correction.
That's a good shot right there.
Oh. Don't
sit.
roll.
That is the dangerous part about that.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's unfortunate.
They'll still have a putt from there, but it's going to be...
That's the danger of that spike hyzer forehand.
Yeah, it just rolls.
The backhand, you've got the cut roll to worry about. Forehand, you got the just regular roll away.
Good upshot right there.
Angle control is a must on this hole.
Looks like he got caught up in those trees.
Not OB, though. It's good. Push it a little bit right. Still in the circle.
25-footer.
Yep. Tyler's looking from a pretty similar spot.
Give it a little run.
Yeah. Brad here for birdie.
Left it a little short.
No, I don't think it did, but got 17 more holes to make up for it.
Good par save.
Yeah, great par save from Corey. Did we not have a single birdie on hole 1?
It does not look like we did. Oh, he still hasn't put it yet, it looks like. This is for birdie. It's a little surprising on this hole.
Yeah, a whole bunch of pars. I am pretty surprised by that. There's no rain, but wind probably definitely plays a little bit of a factor. First hole jitters. On the hole 2, par 4, 508 feet. This gap, you have to hit it. If you don't hit it, good luck. You're pretty much trying to go dead straight, trying to get to around this area. If you get out the gap, that's kind of all you're looking for. Because once you do, the approach is 150 feet, pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Simple approach from there. It's all about hitting this first gap. Looks like he did.
Yeah, you can't draw it up much better than that. Great drive from Corey.
I'd be a little right, though, if we pinched off from those trees.
Yeah. Little turned over.
A good kick. No, a little too far.
This is definitely one of the holes that it's better to be a couple feet off rather than a couple inches off. That needs to flip up.
It's sneaky.
That's a great kick.
That's a great kick.
That won't be too bad from over there.
Yep. The right side's a lot easier to get up and down from than the left side.
Hey, I went left, buddy.
He knew it immediately.
That's going to be a tough angle from
Yes,
there.
it is. A par save from there is pretty difficult.
Yeah, that left side's tough.
Brad with about 1,000 trees in his way.
Just trying to get back to the fairway.
Yeah, he did. That's perfect. Didn't try to bite off too much. Just tried to give himself an up and down to save par. More aggressive roller.
That'll be a great shot.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's a fine shot, too.
Here's that right side that's got a couple trees, but not nearly as
Tight
bad as some of the
window, but
others.
yeah. Oh,
Had some juice on it. Brad's trying to get up and down, save par. It's looking pretty good, maybe a little wide.
I thought you were looking around
Yeah.
that one.
yeah.
About 20 feet short.
This green does play a little fast with those pine needles.
Yes, it does.
A little long there.
Yeah, about 25. Going for the skip play. Give it a run. Ooh. Looked like I had the right angle.
Yeah, it was a good angle on that.
Corey here with the only real chance to save birdie. Yeah, it's a bad kick at the end, but
A 30-footer from there.
yeah. Nothing he hasn't made before.
Good shot.
A little more than 30.
Just short.
So close. Looking like pars are best case scenario for the group as well.
Which isn't surprising for this hole.
Definitely one of the tougher holes out here. Probably top 1, top 2 tough holes on this course.
2 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh. Looks like you might have rushed that one a little bit. That's a tough one right there.
Yeah, Blakely's having a little putting troubles to start off, but honestly, with the rest of the card parring, sometimes bogeying on this hole too, it's not like he's not
yeah.
losing too many strokes. And these are the guys at the top. These are the guys you gotta final round. These are the ones you have to deal with.
Moving on to hole 3, it's a par 4, 408 feet, probably one of the more scenic holes in the area. It's just a straight shot right up this gap. I mean, just got to throw and pray here.
I don't know who planted these trees, but they did a great job. pretty much dead straight on every row.
The good thing about today, there was no hammockers.
Yeah, it's very common out here at Jacobson Park.
Looks like that.
That was crushed. That's pin high. I think that's more the traditional play, trying to keep it pretty low, dead straight. As soon as you start to go too high, that's when the bad tree kicks start to come.
Let's get off of it.
Yep. But from there, birdie's still very doable. It's a pretty lax par 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Even then, Cyrus isn't thrilled with it, but
He'll have some kind of look from over there.
yeah. And that's why I always say to keep it low on this one. The higher you throw it, the more it's going to turn, the more it's going to fade, the more likely you are to hit a tree.
And you can get pretty good skips on this hole right here with all the pine needles.
And if you're playing it for birdie, you truthfully don't need that much distance off
No,
the
it's
tee.
only 408 feet.
I know Corey walks up to this and wants the eagle because he can throw it 700 feet, but
That's a tough kick there.
yeah, see Brad nice and low, gives himself, he can still run this if he wants to.
Good shot.
Yep.
It's fading in nice.
Yeah, good up from Cyrus as well. Yeah, Corey did get pretty much pin high. Got about a
50-footer.
yeah.
I believe this was a tailwind as well coming from there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely dropped.
Yeah, you can see how much wind is just.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell off just like the bushes in the background, but it was definitely pretty windy out there
Yeah.
today.
And these trees pretty much play as a wind tunnel.
Yeah, at least for our card, this was definitely the windiest hole.
I agree. Good putt.
There you go, Cyrus. Getting the birdie. Kind of get rid of that bogey from hole 2.
This is definitely a hole you're looking to birdie, though.
Yeah, this is par kind of feels like bogey on this hole. One of those tweeners. You want to at least have a look for the 2 if you can. On hole 4, first par 3 of the day, 282 feet. It's pretty different than the other one so far. Bends a little bit to the right. You're trying to miss the trees. You're trying not to go too far, but mostly you're trying not to hit the trees. There's a left gap. There's a right gap. There's a super left gap. There's a super right gap. Just don't hit trees.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of gaps on this hole. It's just pick one and throw it.
That's looking good. Yeah, for sure.
It's a great shot.
Me personally, I like that super left gap, especially with a very overstable disc. Just kind of fades in nicely.
I go for that more center gap right there and just try to keep it low and skip to the basket so I don't go too far. That line right there.
It still gives him a look.
About a 40-50 footer.
Got all 4 hands off the tee shot here for hole 4.
kick.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough little scramble. Good up from Cyrus. Oh, yeah, he's got lanes. He made it far enough to give himself options.
Good skip. Yeah, it's a good shot. He'll be able to stay par from there.
Do you think he's running it?
Definitely. Well, I don't know. With a 5-stroke lead.
No, he's hungry. He wants it. Oh, and he almost had it. That's such a good putt.
Just a little low again.
That's a good putt, too. Blakely here to save par. Perfect.
Good par save.
Making that putting correction from a couple holes ago. We still have not gotten to Brad's perfect drive.
Looks like he'll be the only birdie on this card.
One birdie, the rest pars. Not bad.
Not bad for that hole. It's a sneakily hard hole. Moving on to hole 5. It's another par 4, 675 feet. Another tight fairway. You're playing it as 2 shots most likely, trying to land in one of these 2 areas here and then just an approach shot from there. I personally think this is the hardest hole on the course.
Without a doubt.
Probably the hardest hole in the area.
Yeah, this is the hardest one that we're playing this weekend.
It's just there's 2 demanding shots that I just don't think any other hole has.
That was pretty
Wow.
fortunate.
That's a good area to land to.
Yeah. Missed the trees down the middle, missed the trees on the very left side. This is a pretty popular play, really big flip up. It's got to miss that.
That'll be a good landing zone though.
Yep.
That's where I usually try to land right there. Sets up a nice forehand. Oh, wow.
Good kick.
Just
That's
how
a
you
fairway
drew it
hit.
up.
Brad.
Is no one going to go for the roller?
This one's got to get wet now, too. 3 for 3.
Oh, it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's got to get down.
Needed a little bit of a turn.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it keeps him on the edge. And he's going to be kind of left of that big pine tree. That actually might be better off for him.
I prefer to be right of it. I think that low gap is just a little bit higher.
Go on now, flip.
Oh,
No more flip.
that's gonna be a tough spot right there.
Yeah, right underneath it, it's not really where you want to be. You got a pretty low ceiling. Let's see what he does.
I was not expecting that shot. I was expecting straight up the middle.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
low forehand on the left side, but it was looking pretty good.
Go in the bucket.
Yeah, Brad.
Great shot. Now get down.
That was a great
Yeah.
shot.
About a 25-footer from there.
Cyrus from a pretty similar spot.
That looks good.
Got a nestle. Yeah.
Another shot from
Pretty
in
much.
that area.
Yep. Let's see if Corey can follow
Might be a little
suit.
high.
Yeah, needs to drop.
That's not too bad though.
Pretty similar result. I think all 3 might be in the circle. If not, they're really close.
See, that's why I prefer to be a little bit more right. It's just it's a harder angle to get to the basket.
Yeah. Well, Blakely might be able to give it a run.
He does. Oh. Should be able to save par from there though. That was a good run. Especially from that angle he's at.
Corey here for birdie. Yep.
It's a good birdie. Well, they played this hole a lot better than most. They made it look like not the hardest hole.
I promise it's a little tougher than it looks.
A lot of people argue hole 2 is harder, but I still think this one's harder.
Yeah. It requires a good drive, good approach.
That's a tough putt to miss. Good par save.
These first 5-6 holes of Jacobson, definitely the toughest. It starts to open up a little bit after that. You're trying to get through these first 6 holes, maybe 2 down, 3 down. It's kind of what you're wanting out of it. Hole 6, par 3, 300 feet. Turnover backhand is definitely the most popular play here. You do have to be careful, though. There is a creek that's about 10 feet past the basket, if that. Lots of discs like to go down into that creek, especially with that downhill slope off the tee. They just like to filter down there.
Oh,
The landing zone, though, right in front of this basket is very muddy, so if you hit it just like that,
It's going to
stick.
stop. Brad, I think, missed his line a little bit. I don't think he was trying to go down the right side, but works out well for him. That's the line you're
most
looking
popular
for.
play right there. Let's see, just sticks.
Exact same result, yeah.
You can also go tomahawk on this hole. That's my favorite play.
You like your weird plays sometimes, but it works sometimes.
That's a great shot
That's
right there.
Parked. Great drive. That's a pretty stable disc.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
He put that on quite a bit of ante.
That might be a good line right there.
Yeah, nice and understable.
Oh, a putt from
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
going to give him a look. He's going to have the creek to deal with, as does Corey and Brad.
Also, the tough footing of the putt. Can't really get pushed off in that mud.
Oh, yeah, you can see how bad that is.
Yeah, your feet just stick.
Drop.
As you can see, they're using all upper body there. They can't really get their legs into it.
Tyler's a little pinched off on the left side, but should have a look at the basket.
Oh,
Great putt. That's his first birdie of the round. That's a good one to get.
That's a good feeling, too, hitting one of those putts.
Yep, he needed
Sneaks
one
in there,
too.
too.
2 great putts. It's definitely keeping Matthew and Tyler still in it.
Yeah, they're still fighting. Corey's pulled away a little bit here. It's going to be tough to come back on 6 strokes. 5 strokes now. Moving on to hole 7, it's a par 3, 225 feet. It's straight up here and then hangs right to the left.
Is this not your favorite hole?
I don't know if it's anybody's favorite hole. Honestly, it's a hole. That's about it.
It is a hole. You have to play it. You can't skip it. I guess you could take a par +4 if you really wanted to. There's a Mando right of that tree.
It's just a tough play.
See, Cyrus looked like he threw it pretty much perfect, and it didn't wind up perfect. And I think that's one of the big reasons why it's not people's favorite hole, but there it is.
It might be his favorite hole.
Yeah. I'm going to try and do that next time.
I agree. Going a little higher is definitely the better play for this hole.
Yeah. It's a little riskier. Through that gap, there's a couple limbs up top, but if you miss those limbs, that's the best way to get the birdie.
Yeah, if you go low, you force on going too straight and into those bushes.
And I've played this hole probably 1,000 times in my life. I live about 5 minutes from this course, and I missed the Mando for the first time in my life today. It was a great feeling.
I've missed the Mando at least once or twice. But I'm also throwing a forehand. So.
Yeah, with the backhand, it's a little inexcusable to miss it, but
Shocking that I would throw a forehand on this hole, though.
you don't throw all backhands? Interesting.
That's weak.
That's about all you can do from there, though.
Yeah. Brad from about circle's edge, maybe a little further.
Yeah, go in.
Seems like he's been missing the left a little bit all day.
I'm liking Brad's sarcastic comments. he really likes to say go in when it's definitely not going in. And that's 3 putts from Corey that have been just like an inch or two off.
But he can afford those mistakes right now with his lead.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 5-stroke lead. You're doing okay.
He might just need some rain, though. The way he played yesterday, and that rain was
honestly.
incredible.
His first round came in rating like 1030 something or 1040 something, and
I'm surprised it was that low. I thought it'd be a little higher.
Watching it looked like it was about 1100, but on the hole 8, par 3, 276 feet, OB down the left side, kind of 5 feet, 6 feet past that tree line. Mando down the right side, or on the right side tree. It's a pretty short hole. You're trying to hit the Mando and have the disc stop pretty much.
You want to stay out of the bushes to the left. It's the big thing.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Well,
he hasn't missed the Mando yet, but it's probably still going to be a 4 from there.
That's a tough up and down from over there. That happens pretty common, though. We saw that on our card as well.
That looks like a good shot.
That might give it a run. Drop. That's good.
Oh, it might be a little too deep back there.
It's going to be a tricky putt. It's headed right in the bushes.
There is OB left, but it takes a lot to get there.
Yeah, down, once you get closer to the basket, I think it gets a little tougher to get to.
Are you so serious right now?
Yeah, I did that as well. I might have got 15 feet farther, but yeah, that's never a good feeling when you throw it straight into the ground.
Yeah.
That looks good.
That looks pretty much perfect. Great drive.
Wow.
That was quick. Nice
quick
up and
player.
down. Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, he's got more of a look at it than I
Yeah,
thought.
he's definitely a lot more closer to the Mando than I thought he was.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, good up and down. Should be a simple par. Ooh. Blakely's got a weird kind of
It's like a hyzer.
big around. Give it a go. Ooh. That's a good effort from where he was.
That's about all you can do.
Cyrus went so deep.
Oh, he's got a perfect little hole there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he just made that hole or if it was already there.
That low ceiling. 15-footer here. Is that the only birdie on this hole?
I think so. Corey is
Wow.
pulling away even more.
Now that's surprising. Yep, looks like all pars except for Corey.
I think this hole was actually playing a little harder than I thought it might today, but
Yeah, that's surprising. Moving on to hole 9, it's a par 3, 455 feet. One of the longer, maybe the longest par 3 on the course. Plays slightly uphill. I mean, it's an open shot. You got to hit the first little gap, but after that, it's just an open shot.
yeah, that 455 is going to play more like 480, 490.
It's just a slight uphill off the tee.
Yeah. Corey has this distance.
That needs to get left. And wow.
That was pretty good.
Nothing to say.
Yeah,
for that.
not
that's
much
just,
more you can say
yeah.
about that one. That was pretty perfect. I think that's probably the one thing you want to avoid on this
Yeah,
hole.
there's that one left tree.
Yeah.
And then the bushes, of course. You don't want to go in there. But you want to try to, if you want to miss, you're going to want to miss a little bit right. Like that. That's fine.
Yeah, leaves him a 150-foot approach, if that.
Not many people are going to two this hole, except for Corey, it looks like. But other than that, you're looking at mostly threes on this hole.
It's a tough par 3, and it's pretty all testing distance. That's going to be tough.
It's kind of a tweener, but it's definitely a 3.
That's the mistake you don't want.
Yeah. He can still say par from there, though. It'll be tough, but he kicked out left.
Yeah, he's at least not in it. That's looking
That looks
good.
good.
That's a fantastic save. You really don't want to four this hole.
No, you don't. You're definitely losing a lot of stroke, or losing a stroke on most of the field if
Yeah.
you four this hole. And you're losing 2 strokes to Corey.
Yeah. Who you really can't lose 2 strokes to right now. Tyler wasn't as pinched off as I thought
Yeah,
he was.
was a little farther behind that tree than
Yeah.
I thought. He is in the tree.
He's definitely in the tree. It's going to work. Going to give him a putt.
It'll be about a 45, 50-foot putt from there.
Tyler here to save par.
Good par save.
Right on the pole. Perfect.
A couple years ago, Evan got this side on.
Matthew here also to save par.
Good par.
Yeah, it's a great putt.
Good.
Looks like we'll have all pars on this card besides Corey again.
I feel like that was exactly what I was expecting. Pretty much to a T.
Yeah, he's one of the few people that's going to be able to reach this hole for a tap in.
That's one thing I really like about Jacobson Park is every hole is testing something kind of different. A couple gap shots, a couple distance shots, all kind of all over the place. But that concludes our front 9 coverage of the final round here at the Lexington Open. Corey's definitely pulling away a little bit, but still a lot of golf to be played. We'll see you on the back 9.